Power BI community. This is the September edition of the Power BI Monthly Update. I'm Jason Himmelstein, Principal PM Manager for Content Strategy in Microsoft Fabric. This month, we're bringing you all of the announcements from the European Microsoft Fabric Community Conference in Stockholm, Sweden. Arun Ulag, Amir Netz, and Kim Manis have just finished delivering the opening keynote with a crew of amazing demoers, and we're excited to share with you what's new. Be sure to check out not only the Power BI Monthly blog post, but also Arun's announcement blog, both of which you can find in the video description below. Also, did you know that we do a similar video for Microsoft Fabric on the youtube.com/@MicrosoftFabric channel? This month there are over 20 demo videos in that video. Be sure to check it out. You can find a link to that in the description below as well. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. By popular demand, Dark Mode is now available in Power BI Desktop. The wait is finally over. One of the most requested features on the Ideas site that we've ever had. We're excited to share the new feature in Power BI Desktop that allows you to choose from a variety of themes, including the most requested, Dark Mode, is now here. You can now personalize your data visualization experience to match your preferences and working environment. Whether you're working late at night or simply prefer a darker interface, Dark Mode provides a sleek, modern look that reduces eye strain and enhances focus. Let's take a look.
We are excited to announce a new feature in Power BI Desktop that allows you to choose from a variety of themes, including the most requested Dark Mode. Now you can personalize your data visualization experience to match your preferences and working environment. To choose a theme, go to Files and select Options and Settings, and then Options. In the Options menu, navigate to Global and then to Report Settings. Under Personalization section, you can select any of the available themes. Select the theme and click OK. And your selected theme will be applied to your application. No need to restart your application. There are currently 4 themes available in Desktop. The default theme, the classic white theme that is currently standard for the desktop application. The newly introduced dark theme that transforms your desktop application with a darker interface. A new and fresh white theme with updated stylings for a more modern look. And lastly, use System Settings, which adapts the theme based on your Windows system settings.
Power BI Copilot and AI. Default full report summaries and answers in the Copilot pane. The Copilot chat pane will now automatically provide text-based answers and summaries across all pages in a report. Previously, users had to specifically request cross-page summaries or click a base summary for the entire report button. With this update, cross-page summaries and answers are now the default setting, streamlining the exploration process. This enhancement ensures that users can effectively navigate and understand their data across all pages in apps and reports. Power BI Reporting. Updated menu bar in Service View mode. Over the last few years, we've been adding many new features to Power BI that have been showcased in our menu bar. With these new feature additions, the menu has become cluttered and hard to navigate. We've now consolidated similar options and streamlined the button text for better readability and responsive screen sizing. This change is only applicable to view mode of reports and apps. Visual Calculations update in preview. Visual Calculations are now on by default, so you can start using them right away without having to enable the preview feature. Of course, you can still turn them off, if you wish, by disabling Visual Calc's preview in Options and Settings, Options, Preview Features. We encourage you to leave them on, though, and give them a try. Apart from adding more formatting options as a part of the Visual Calc's format strings this month, we also enabled data types for Visual Calcs. Visual Level Format Strings in Preview. Last month, we introduced the first version of Visual Level Format Strings. As a quick reminder, Visual Level Format Strings allow you to format fields and measures on a visual, overriding any format strings already set in the model. This gives you more flexibility and a quicker way to get the formatting you wanted. This month, we're turning these Visual Level Format Strings on by default and expanding them beyond just custom format strings. Power BI and Teams, now supporting multi-factor authentication. Many of us use Teams in our daily work. We aim to give you the best experience and the fastest way to do it, but keep you secure all the way. Therefore, we've improved how we handle authentication in Power BI and Teams, where multi-factor authentication is configured. From now on, if the account is configured with multi-factor authentication, the user will need to authenticate before launching the Power BI app from Teams, using a new authentication screen. Check this month's video to view the complete user flow within the Teams mobile app. Coming soon, multi-org app per workspace. Custom colors, too, in preview. When it's time to distribute reports to a breadth of teams, you need a secure and easy way for users to experience it in a way that's suited to each of their teams. That's now possible with Power BI Workspace apps re-envisioned for Fabric as a new item type. Org apps. Org apps as items are available for public preview in workspaces with Fabric capacity or trial capacities. Additional licenses and capacity support is coming soon. Subscribe to reports on the last day of the month. With this improvement, you can subscribe to standard and dynamic per-recipient reports on the last day of the month. You no longer need to manage leap years or the 30-day and 31-day math. When you set up the monthly subscription, simply select last day of the month as the option. And now for some awesome demos.
Last month, we introduced visual level format strings that allow you to format data on the visual level using format codes. This month, we are expanding this ability. And as a reminder, visual level formatting sets the formats for fields, measures, and calculations on the visual, overriding any model level formatting. The highest level of formatting, the element level, in turn overrides any visual level formatting you may have done. You can set the visual level formatting in the format pane of your visual. You'll find them in the general section under data format. Here I'm going to select the profit measure and change the format to decimal number. I will also confirm the 1000 separator is on, and let me add a couple decimals. Notice how the value in the table update immediately to reflect my change. Since I only changed the format for the profit measure on the visual level, the other table on the right did not update, as profit is still marked as whole number in my model, as we can confirm. Of course, the ability to set a custom format string is also still here. Simply select Custom, and you will be able to enter the format string just like you could in the last release. These additions make visual level formatting even easier. Together, the 2 levels of format strings, the model, the visual, and the element level, provide you with maximum flexibility to get the formatting exactly as you want it. And the best part is, you don't even have to turn them on anymore. This month, we are turning on visual calculations by default, so you will have access to both visual calculations and visual level format strings right away. Speaking of visual calculations, apart from turning them on by default, you can now also set data types for visual calculations as well. Setting the correct data type is important, as it influences not only how your visual calculation can be used in charts and calculations, but also determines which formatting options are available. To set the data type, simply edit the calculation and open the format pane. The data type settings are in the same place as the visual level format strings, which is under General and then Data Format. Once selected, you can then set the data type for your visual calculation and do any further formatting customization based on the data type you selected. Here, I'll switch my profit percentage visual calculation to a percentage. So it's now nicely formatted.
Multi-factor authentication is a process in which a user is being prompted for additional forms of identification during a signing event. In this video, the administrator set up multi-factor authentication for Power BI, and you can watch and see how the process will appear for users accessing it through the Teams mobile app. The same flow is supported for Teams desktop app. This is a Teams user that navigates to the Power BI app inside Teams. In this screen, the user can read about the additional step for authentication that will be required only once the user clicks Continue And now, following the company's configuration, the user will go through an additional authentication step before being redirected to the Power BI application within Teams. Use Power BI to discover actionable insight in your data and make data-driven decisions by sharing and collaborating every day using Microsoft Teams.
You can now subscribe to reports on the last day of the month. These subscriptions will only run on the last day of the month, and we will handle all of the heavy lifting of leap years, 30 days, 28 days, 29 days, or 30 days in the month. Let's get started on how you could do this. Click on subscribe. I have a sales overview report here. I'm going to create a new subscription. It's supported for both standard as well as dynamic recipient subscriptions. I'm going to pick the frequency to be monthly. When you do that, you can see the last day of month appears as an option. Select that. Say we want to run this at 9 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and do that and save. Once you've done that, the subscription will run on the last day of the month. You can also do this for dynamic per recipient subscriptions. So I'm going to go ahead, click a new subscription. Click on dynamic per recipient. I'm going to click on the employee data set, employee training data. Click on next. I'm going to pick employee name. I'm going to pick email. And next. I'm going to say the recipients need to be from the data set we just picked. All of this looks fine to me. I'm going to click on next. I'm not going to map my data to anything at this point. I'm going to go click next. Under schedule, you can go ahead again and pick the monthly frequency and then last day of month. I'm also going to run this again at 9 a.m. on the last day of the month. Click on next, save and close. There we go. It's saved, and you can now have these subscriptions run at the end of every month without you having to manage dates.
Power BI modeling. Introducing Fabric Metrics Layer, a new era of metrics management in Fabric, now in preview. We are thrilled to announce the public preview of Metrics Hub, a transformative new feature designed to redefine how organizations manage and consume metrics. The Fabric Metrics Layer's home base is a metrics hub in Power BI and brings powerful capabilities to streamline metrics management, ensure consistency, and foster trust in data across your organization. Live edit of semantic models in Direct Lake mode with Power BI Desktop. We're excited to introduce a groundbreaking feature in Power BI Desktop, live editing of a semantic model in Direct Lake mode. This innovative capability allows users to live edit semantic models in Direct Lake mode with Power BI Desktop, directly accessing OneLake data and leveraging the Power BI Analysis Services engine in the Fabric workspace instead of your local machine. With Live Edit, you can now make changes to your semantic model in Direct Lake mode with Power BI Desktop. Every modification is applied to the semantic model in the workspace, ensuring a seamless and efficient workflow. Q&A now supports semantic models with Object-Level Security, or OLS. The Q&A visual allows users to ask natural language questions about their semantic model. Previously, models that had OLS applied were not supported for use with Q&A. We've now removed this limitation, and Q&A now supports semantic models with OLS. Now let's take a look at a demo of Power BI modeling live edits of a semantic model in Direct Lake mode with Power BI Desktop.
Up until today, Direct Lake semantic models could only be edited in the service. We are very excited to announce a new Power BI Desktop feature that will enable you to edit your Direct Lake semantic models using your favorite modeling tool, Power BI Desktop. You'll start by enabling the preview feature in Power BI Desktop by going to the Settings dialog and enabling the live edit of Power BI semantic models in Direct Lake mode. I already created a Direct Lake semantic model from my lakehouse, and I'm in the web modeling experience. And now I will show you how to edit this semantic model using Power BI Desktop. All you need to do is you open Power BI Desktop, open the OneLake Data Hub, search for that semantic model you were editing in the web, click on it, and you will see in the bottom that you don't only have the connect option, but now you also have the edit option, that when you click, it will open this semantic model for edit. And it's a live edit experience, which means that you don't need to save. The save option is even disabled. Just like in web modeling, every modification that you do is immediately saved to the semantic model in the Fabric workspace, ensuring a seamless and efficient workflow in the familiar modeling experience of Power BI Desktop. So you can now apply modeling changes to the semantic model. So for example, let's create a relationship. And let's also create a measure. As the sum of sales amount. And because I'm in Power BI Desktop, I can also conveniently open any of my favorite external tools that will connect to the Direct Lake semantic model in the Fabric workspace. You can also notice that there is no report view. You don't have that report view available. That's because we are only editing the semantic model in the Fabric workspace. So to explore your semantic model data, you can either use the DAX query view in Power BI Desktop and write DAX queries against your model and see the results. Or you can also navigate to the semantic model in the workspace by conveniently clicking on the title bar. You can see the semantic model that you are live editing, and you can click that, and it will open the semantic model detail page in the browser, where you can also use the Explore feature to visually explore the semantic model data. And again, every change that you do in desktop is immediately applied to the semantic model in the service. So I can see the sales amount measure I created. I have a relationship with the calendar table, so I can also drag a field from the calendar table, and I can visually explore my data. And of course, I could also create a new Power BI report against this data. And again, if I open the web modeling experience in the service for that semantic model, I can see all the changes that I did in Power BI Desktop. This works well for the scenarios where you just want to edit an existing Direct Lake semantic model using Power BI Desktop. To support a more professional enterprise development workflows with code development and source control, you can export your Direct Lake semantic model to a Power BI project and open that project with Power BI Desktop. There are two ways to do that. One is you can connect your Fabric workspace with a Git repo and then open the exported Power BI project with Power BI Desktop, or from the live edit session in Power BI Desktop, you can also export to a Power BI project from there. All you need to do is go to File, Export, and select Power BI project. Clicking Export will export your Direct Lake semantic model metadata to a Power BI project, including an empty report. Opening the exported Power BI project, Desktop will prompt you to either create or select an existing semantic model in a Fabric workspace. That's because it's a requirement to edit the Direct Lake semantic model in Desktop. You always need to have a connection to a semantic model in a workspace. Let's create a new one by selecting your workspace and providing a semantic model name. And wait for Desktop to create this Direct Lake semantic model for me. When editing a Direct Lake semantic model from a Power BI project, the experience is a little bit different. First of all, now you have files, so it means that save is now enabled. You can save to your local PBIP files. You also have a report view, because there is a local report in the PBIP. And because of that, you can do things like create field parameters over your Direct Lake semantic model. So if you make changes to the semantic model, let's add a description. Not only that change gets applied to the remote semantic model that you selected when opening the PBIP, but also when you save, that change, that metadata change, is saved to the PBIP files that can be tracked by your local Git if you configured one. Now, you are still live editing a semantic model in a workspace, the semantic model that you picked when you opened the PBIP. But the mental model is a little bit different when working with a PBIP and editing a direct lake semantic model. The semantic model that you selected should be treated as an isolated development model, where each developer have their own isolated copy of the model where they can work on, and later, when the development is finished, use a Fabric deployment mechanism such as Fabric integration to push the changes from the local PBIP into the production semantic model.
Power BI Mobile. NFC tag support in Power BI Mobile. Imagine being able to access your important data just by tapping your device on a small tag. That's the power of NFC, Near Field Communication tags. We are excited to introduce NFC tag support in the Power BI mobile app. This feature allows you to register and read Power BI items such as reports, scorecards, dashboards, or even a set of items like an app or workspace on NFC tags directly from the app. It creates a seamless connection between your data and the physical world. For example, a retail manager could quickly access inventory data by tapping their phone on an NFC tag placed on a storage shelf. This feature is especially useful for frontline workers who need to quickly access data while managing retail floors, inventory, or manufacturing processes. Let's take a look at a demo.
In this update, we've added a new and exciting feature. The Power BI app now supports registering and reading Power BI items on NFC tags right from inside the app. This feature allows users to link their data with their surroundings, which is particularly beneficial for frontline employees who utilize Power BI tools to oversee retail spaces, inventory, or production processes. Now, they can quickly access their data when they are near the object their data relates to. Let's see how it works. For this demo, I want to register a report on an NFC tag to manage the inventory of a bicycle retail chain named AdventureWorks. I plan to place the NFC tag next to the mountain bike section, so I will begin by filtering the report to focus on this specific product group. Now let's start the registration process. I will begin by pressing the button that has been added to the 3 dots menu. Now I need to choose the settings of how I would like to register my report on the tag. As I previously mentioned, I would like the report to be filtered by the mountain bikes category when opening, so I will turn on Register this report in its current state. You can also choose if you would like the report to open in full screen or regular. By the way, I could have registered any other type of Power BI item, such as a scorecard or a dashboard. Now let's start scanning. I need to tap my device on the tag to register the report. Done. This tag is now configured with this report filtered to mountain bikes. I can now install it in my store next to the mountain bike section. Once the tag is configured and placed in its desired location, me and other users with the Power BI mobile app can use it to get quick access to the data. I can now repeat this process for the rest of the product categories in the store, such as city bikes and touring bikes, and place each tag in the corresponding place in the inventory floor. If I want to register a different report on the tag, I can easily do so too. Keep in mind that whatever was previously registered on the tag will be overwritten. Now, let's say that instead of using one report to manage the inventory, I use a set of reports. What I can do is create an app with all of the reports and register it on a single NFC tag. This can also be done for workspaces or folders as well. I can place the tag at the entrance of the store for quick access to the app. To read the tag, simply hold your device close to it. Like I previously mentioned, anyone with the Power BI mobile app can read the tag, not just whoever registered it. The app doesn't need to be open while reading. When I press the push notification that was sent when I tapped the tag with my device, the item on the tag opens instantly in the Power BI app. If a user doesn't have access to the item, the app will open a request access flow.
In iOS, you can also read the tag from inside the app by using the Read Tag button inside the three dots menu on the top right corner of the home screen.
Power BI visualizations. We have many great visualizations and new visuals in AppSource this month. New in AppSource, we have KPI by PowerViz, Drill Down Combo Bar Pro by ZoomCharts, BI Pixie by DataChant, Decomposition Tree by JTA. Other news in Power BI. Announcing general availability of the Get Data experience in Power BI Paginated reports. We're happy to share the general availability of the Get Data experience for Power BI Report Builder, enabling paginated report creators to build great content on top of more than 100 data sources. When connecting via Power Query, creators can build performant reports against massive data sets by leveraging parameters to pull in just the data necessary. This feature is now available to sovereign clouds. Let's take a look at a demo.
Data experience in Power BI Report Builder. With this launch, you can now use the experience in sovereign clouds. We've also simplified sharing of reports. With this experience, you no longer need to share the shareable cloud connection with consumers of the report. You still do need to, however, give consumers read permissions to view the report. Let's get started with the demo. In Power BI Report Builder, click on the Data tab, click on Get Data. In the Get Data dialog, I'm going to go ahead and look for Snowflake. Here, I'm going to go ahead and enter the server information, the warehouse, and connection information. I've already created a shareable cloud connection, and I'm going to just use that here. You can also create a new connection. I'm going to pick the NYC Taxi DB. And I'm going to pick two tables, NYC Taxi Data and NYC Taxi Green. I'm going to go ahead and transform data. This is the Get Data experience, and you can use all of the capabilities of the Power Query editor, like advanced editor, merge, transform, combine, do all of those operations. For this demo, I'm going to go ahead and merge these tables as new. I'm going to use this table, the NYC Taxi Data and the NYC Taxi Green. I'm going to merge on PU lock ID, the location. Once this loads, as you can see, the second table has appeared here. I'm going to go and only merge a small number of columns. I'm going to use PU lock location ID, drop-off location ID. I'm going to use fare amount, tip amount, total. I'm going to click on OK. Once this is done, I'm also going to go ahead and create a new parameter. I'm going to call this pickup ID. I'm going to call this type decimal number and say current value set. Please remember the name that you've used for your parameters because you need this in Report Builder when you're binding parameters. I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. Looks fine. As you can see, the pickup location is already filtered by that. So I'm going to go ahead and define the condition. I'm going to say equals the parameter value, whatever you entered in your paginated report. Click on OK. Once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and create. Once you create, as you can see, a new table has been created by the name merge, and then you have all of the fields that you picked when you were merging the tables. Okay, now you need to go into our report builder and add a parameter. I'm going to call this PU lock ID. I'm going to call this PU location. Data type needs to match. The clauses says integer or float. I'm going to pick integer here. I'm not going to pick any of the other values. Click on OK. I also need to go ahead and bind my parameters. So go in and in dataset properties, go to parameters. Here, remember in the get data experience, the parameter name was PUID. Parameter value here in RB is PULOCID. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And that's how you bind the parameter. I'm going to go ahead and insert a table. In the table, I'm going to have, say, drop-off location ID. I'm going to have tip amount, then total amount, right? And that's about it. This is a very simple report, and so I'm not going to add any images. I'm not going to do any of that. And so I'm just going to go ahead and run this report. Once you're done with that, just hit run. Your location is a 7. I'm going to go ahead and new report. There we go. This looks fine to me. And so I'm going to go ahead and publish this report to the service. And I'm going to do it to my paginated report, paginated demo workspace. I'm going to call this taxi report VA_1 because I already have one called GA. Publish it to the service. Once you do that, you can actually go ahead and open the report. The report is now available on the Power BI service. You can go ahead and share this with this link or just the URL. So say I'm going to pick 10 as a value here, not just 7 that we picked earlier. View the report. There we have it.
Power BI Spotlight. That's it for the updates. Each month, we highlight a community member that's making a positive impact in our community. Meet Doer Drizzle Pablo. Doer is being recognized for successfully hosting an event with her Power BI Filipina users group in the Philippines, along with her team leader, Anthony. She is passionate about being a leader in her community and giving back through various types of work in the community. Doer loves witty jokes, funny stories, and is a comedian among her friends. Thank you for being a part of our community, Doer. We can't wait to see what else you and your user group accomplish together in the future. Well, that's all for this month. Please visit our Power BI community forums at aka.ms/PBI community. It's the best place for you to connect with others and get answers to your questions. And also, if you like things like dark mode, please be sure to go out to ideas.fabric.microsoft.com. Tell us what your ideas are. Vote for other ideas. We are listening. Please tell us how we can do better. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.